Hello friends, so we have Verner'S law today. Grimm's law and Verner'S law both are statements about sound changes in English, in Indo-European languages. As we have seen, the comparison is between Germanic and other non-Germanic languages of the Indo-European. And we saw what Grimm's law is, the 9 correspondences. We also saw, according to David Crystal, what is important is that the circular relationship. Circular relationship is of significance and of great importance according to David Crystal, and I have shown you by the diagram, which is not so perfect, but still we can make it perfect by using a compass or some such instrument. Okay. Then what we have seen in Grimm's law is we have seen that first one is bha. But this what happened is voiced, aspirated plosives or stops became unaspirated voiced plosive, that is ba. Example, we take examples from Sanskrit. SKT means Sanskrit, that is these are the examples were brada, we remember that, no? Brada, that means brother. So this is an example that we saw. And then we saw the next is dha. Aspirated voiced plosive dha becomes, what is aspirated? I think now you know. Accompanying a ha sound or a puff of air. That becomes the, and we have got examples dha, Sanskrit dha, and we have got do in English. English represents Germanic language. Okay, English belongs to the Germanic languages. So we are taking modern English examples, and then we have got the gha, and then you have got the example of gamsa, and that has become ga, voiced plosive. Here it is voiced aspirated plosive, but here it is voiced plosive. We have already done this. I am just refreshing our memory. So there also Sanskrit we have got gamsa, and you have a goose. This is, we can say, first statement about 3 consonant sounds. The Grimm's law affected only consonant sounds, not vowel sounds. Understand? Yeah, then you have got the next one is ba, that is voiced plosive becomes voiceless plosive. And you have got example lubricus, that is slippery. Slippery, ba. Ba, where there is ba, there is ba. Now the next one we saw da, and there we have got example decham. Decham means da has become t, isn't it? That is voiced plosives becomes voiceless plosives. So there you have got decham, and you have got it that is 10. Or duo, you have given one more example. This is Latin. This is Sanskrit, this is Latin, because they are non-Indo-European, sorry, non-Germanic language. Duo is duo, that is Sanskrit. This is also Latin. This is Latin, decham, 10, decade, etc. we have seen. This is Sanskrit, duo, 2. So the T, B, T, you have got examples. And then third is you have got g, voiced plosive become voiceless plosive g, and that is we have got example. Example we have is agar, that is Latin again. Agar means field, and it is English ek. So this is the second law, or we can say 3 more correspondences, 3 plus 3, 6 correspondences. I hope you are following me. Okay? Are you following me? Right. any doubt? No. You must have no doubt, because this is only repetition. We have taken this in detail already, so this remains only a kind of brushing your memory, isn't it? Kind of brushing. Okay, then the third law is, we have seen per has become fur. Plosive, voiceless plosive became voiceless fricative or aspirate, some say. So we have got English father and father. English father, Latin pater. This is Latin. You have got paternal angle and so on, isn't it? And then you have got the te becomes the, te becomes the, or spelling the. You have got mater, and mother. See that? The. See that? Or truss, Latin. These are Latin words. Truss, 3. Tertius, third. So these are examples for that. We have got 2 or 3 examples like that. And now next is k, and that is either this one or her. This is pronounced, I told you, g and z, voiceless. Then it will be gus. Not the same. Isn't it? I am not making that sound to support my argument. This is what you find in books. We can only rely on books, because today we don't find these things spoken by anywhere. We have the refined versions of that. Okay, then you have got kentum, and you have got 100. So I think so far we have done. This is the third law. The third law says that with the 3 correspondence says that voiceless fricative is voiceless. So plosive is per, te, k has become fricatives. Corresponding voiceless fricatives per, the, and her. For the timing, let's continue. David Crystal also says, I showed you the book the other day, David Crystal. Now, from here comes what we have got, our Verner'S law. Now what happens is that there are some discrepancies in Grimm's law. It's natural. Years ago, something that happened in the BCs. Now we are reconstructing and trying to find out what actually happened. This is called the first consonant shift, because this is the first time in the history of Indo-European languages a consonant change took place, because in non-Germanic languages the consonants of Indo-European remained remained intact without any change. That is what we have to believe for this statement, linguists and philologists, because we can't see. We get some examples in modern English and also ancient languages like Sanskrit and Latin. Okay, so then what happens is that you find there are some discrepancies in the. For example, I will show you a very simple example. See, kentu, T. So, actually, according to Grimm's law, when there is a t, it has to become th. But when the English, you have got 100. See, D. It ought to have been 100. According to Grimm's law, it should be 100, not 100. T should become th. Mother, truss, 3, tertius, third. So T has become T. But here it doesn't happen. So what to do? Then there is problem, discrepancies. Now Carl Verner, that is his full name, Carl Verner, continued his studies after Jacob Grimm, and then he found out that an explanation can be given to such changes. He said, if you want to find out why T has become B instead of T, he says it is because of the phonetic environment. phonetic environment. Phonetic environment means the place where a particular sound occurs. Now I can give you an example in modern English. See, where a voiceless sound becomes voiced because of the phonetic environment. See, here is an example. You see, we have got a leaf. Leaf. This is our. Now, the plural is not leaves, but we have got a leaves. This is the plural. So here what happens? F has become V. This is came with belief. Believes. Isn't it? Same case. Now here, voiceless sound has become voiced. That's the, this sound changes are taking place even now. Now you know what is the most important type of sound changes that is taking place. There is softening of the voiceless sounds. For example, we don't say water now. We say water. Sounds like a voiced sound. Actually, it is water. Water. We say water. Meter. We say. But now these days people don't say like that. Oh, there's no water. Not there is no water here. Did you get that point? Like that. So here the point is, this is modern phonetic textbooks. If you go through, you will find this. Sound changes taking place like this. Here what happened is, voiceless sound has become voiced sound because of the neighboring two sounds, preceding and succeeding, they are voiced sounds. You see? This is vowel, this is voiced sound. And this is z, this is voiced sound. So what happened is, instead of leaf, instead of leaves, you have leaves. I hope you understand. And a simple example. Now we don't say leaves, but we say leaves. Why? Influence of the phonetic environment. What is the phonetic environment here? Phonetic environment is the fricative, the voiceless fricative is occurring between two voiced sounds. So when you have two voiced sounds, what will happen is the sound that is in between two voiced sounds, that occurs in between, automatically become voiced. This is what happened in this poem. Now an example I will tell you. Suppose you are in this class, suppose there are only 3 students. 2 students are hippies, long hair and all. 1 student is very decent. Decent means hippies doesn't mean that they are not decent, but the way they appear. Then what Foucault says, dandies. They don't take bath and so on. That is his definition. Let us forget about, sorry, I should not have brought Foucault here, but hippies. Suppose, what will happen after some time? The man who is sitting, who used to receive a haircut every month or every 2 weeks, brushes his teeth every day, twice or thrice, etc. Because of the influence of these 2 people who don't have take bath, who don't go receive a haircut, who don't brush, etc. There is a 99.9% chance that these 2 fellows will influence the middle one. And he will also become a hippie. You understand that such things are happening. Otherwise, you should have such a strong willpower to change them. But here it is not like that. Because I am just giving an example like this. So you have got 2 voiced sounds. So in between, a voiceless sound cannot stand the pressure of the voice. Because voice sounds are buzzing sound. See that? With that buzzing. your vocal cords are vibrating. So there's one vibration, then you don't have vibration, then another vibration. No, that's not possible. So all the three will become vibrating sounds, or you can say voices sound. So this is what is meant by phonetic environment. So the explanation given by Karl Werner to exceptions or discrepancies that you find in the Grimm's law, he explained like this. He said it is because of phonetic environment sound. And this is, we can say, this statement about phonetic environment. Now naturally you will ask me, so can you show me an example? See that, isn't it? Can you show me an example? Well, I can show you, but how far it is going to convince you, I do not know. So for example, you have, in Sanskrit you have pita. I think the reason also is pita, pita. So the stress is on the second syllable, pita, there are two syllables. And in Gothic, not exactly English, Gothic. Gothic is also one of the minor branches of Gothic. You have far, instead of, they have got the word farda. 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 They don't say father. So again here this the problem comes. Instead of t in the Sanskrit, there should have been t, as we have in English. But this is Gothic, farda. So why b? We have one more problem here. That's it. There are many problems there. So the reason given was, Germanic languages, they have their stress on the root. Germanic languages. But Sanskrit, no, it's not like that. Sanskrit, you can see here, it's not on the root. Root means the first syllable. Here the second syllable. The reason why t has become the in Gothic, according to Karl Werner, is if the Sanskrit word has the stress on the first syllable, then Grimm's law will work here. Instead of father, you will have a father. That is the explanation given. Now I apologize. Don't ask me further questions on this, because as I have already told you, these are some of these are conjectures, some of these are worked out examples, some of these are probably a result of collecting certain data, and this data not available now. Even I showed you yesterday the Encyclopedia of Language by David Crystal. Crystal doesn't give an example for this. So if you have any book with you where you get examples for Karl Verner'S law, or what is called for short Verner'S law, I found a few examples. That's what I am giving you. And if you find that you have got good examples, you can share it with me. Okay, thank you very much for that. So this is what is meant by Verner'S. Discrepancies, simple language, discrepancies or differences or exceptions in Grimm's law have been explained by, as we have seen, then explained by Werner. And the explanation is that these discrepancies exist. Grimm could not give explanation for all these changes, examples also. He said this is because of phonetic environment. And that I have already shown in modern English also. Almost every 10 years, or maybe that will be too fast, say 100 years, pronunciation is being changed. Slight changes, not changes in such a way that language becomes unintelligible. No, not like that. So as I just told you, we don't say, because there are what do you call elision. There is a process of sound change, elision. Similitude. See, I have given 20 lectures on phonetics, right from vocal cords to explanation of vocal cords to these sound changes like similitude, then just like elision and so on. So what happens there is sounds change because of the influence of the neighboring sounds. Elision, for example, I can give an example. These days we don't say satisfactory. Do you say satisfactory? Oh, satisfied. I am very. His conduct is satisfactory. They will say, in speaking, they will say, conduct is satisfactory. Satisfactory. See, how many sounds lost? This is called elision. So in this way, the sound changes are being worked out in the language by speakers of language, not writers, not written English, but spoken English. You will find that. Okay. Now one more step is there for Verner'S law. That is, our Grimm said that for finally, what you see the correspondence, you remember, no? What is the correspondence? Ba, okay, then becomes ba, and that becomes pa, and that becomes fa. See, that is it. This is what happens. Now, Grimm's, further you can say, the, that becomes the, and that becomes again t, and that becomes the. Sorry. Understood? Now we have got g, and that becomes g, and that becomes k, sorry, and that becomes ha, or the sound. Now, Grimm's law comes up to this. That is, you have got the f, then th, and h. That's this one. Now, Verner says, it did not stop there. It did not stop, the circle is not complete. The circle to become complete, he says, f later became v. V, that is voiced fricative. And th later became the voiced fricative. And h later became h, that is voiced fricative. This is the symbol given there. And it did not stop there also. After some time, this again v became b, the became the, and became g. See this, up to this. So this is another development. You understand that? Grimm could only see up to this level. This level. That is f, th, and h. Fricatives. That is voiced, aspirated plosives. Finally, you can see through the stages, it has become voiceless fricatives. Now, voiceless fricatives, what happened is, voiceless or unvoiced fricatives, this is Karl Verner'S law, became long process. One thing it happened one day, as I told you always, came voiced fricatives. Voiced fricatives. Voiceless fricatives, that is f, th, h, became voiced fricatives v, the, and h. And then voiced fricatives. Very interesting. If you are interested in this, it's very interesting. You will get a mind, an inquiring mind, and inquisitive also. Voiced fricatives, v, the, and h became later changed. B, the, g. This is a second part of Verner'S law. First part is discrepancies of Grimm's law. There is said it is because of phonetic environment, which I have already shown it by taking modern English examples. And now, then he says it didn't stop here. These voiceless fricatives became voiced fricatives, and voiced fricatives later became voiced plosives. Look at that. So this is what happened. Now, this This happened, 3 reasons he gives. Is that clear? Okay. So he gives 3 reasons for that. And the reasons are, one of the reasons we have already explained now. That is, leaf becomes leaves. Leaf. If leaf becomes leaves, then after some day it can become leaves. That is, in speaking. Someday suppose your tongue is very thick, or your lips are thick, or you have got a small aperture for your mouth, or a wide aperture for your mouth. Vocal cords will go in some changes. See, those who have got flat nose, they speak like this, no? See, my name is, like that. Even males will say. And females who have got a very comparatively rough, they are supposed to have a very nice and softer than human and men's vocal cords. But you can see some female speaking like men. So, my name is. That is because of the vocal cords problem. So then some changes. So here, as I just now told you, this, what happens is, here, we saw fur, and that become ver, and later, ver, and then ver. I will give an example. Leaf, modern English. Then leaves, and after some time, leaves. See that? See that? Fur, then ver, and then ver. This can happen. So, for example, in Bengalis, when they pronounce English, instead of a V, they use B. The B sound is very prominent. For example, in South India, people pronounce the name of that great poet, our Guru, Ravindranath Tagore. Ravindra. But in Bengal, they will say Rabindra. That is very clear example of that, where verb becomes, verb is fricative, but verb is plosive. Rabindra. The B sound is very prominent in Bengali English. Understand? It's a fact. You also know. If you know if you have got a Bengali friend, you can see there, because it is their language is influenced by their mother tongue. This is so simple. Mother tongue influence is there. After all, from the Indo-European proto, that is the first form of Indo-European. Proto-Indo-European, proto means first form. First form of the Indo-European. How did all this, about 450 languages develop? It's because of the phonetic environment, the climatic changes, and changes in the structure of the vocal cord, shape of the vocal cords, and so on. That's how it happened. Or influence on nearby non-Indo-European languages, and so on. So this happens here also. If you start from south to north, you will find the English spoken by the people, how different it is. For example, in this, where Malayalam is spoken, I am also, my mother tongue is Malayalam. So what happens is, the fricative sounds are very strong in the Malayalam English. Fricative and plosives are very strong. Because in Malayalam we have got a good, it's a lot of plosives and fricatives. So naturally it will influence our English speaking also, spoken language. And that's everywhere you find. Understand? In Tamilians, when they speak English, it will be influenced by their mother tongue. So this is how language changes. Understand? Pronunciation especially changes, not the spelling. Then, so if you say, suppose, because in Tamil, the last part is stressed Tamil. See, for example, they say, on payana, like this. On payana. So what happens is, in English they will say boya, boya. Yes. See? So that is the influence of mother. I don't know much about this, but I have heard these people speaking like this. So that's why I thought of giving this example. See that? Understand? Now they will say, in Tamil they will say, Ama. 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 See, the second part is stressed. Listen, so that second part stressing you will find in English also when they speak. Like Malayalis, like Punjabis, like Bengalis. So you have got varieties of English spoken in India. Understand that? And Marathis, their language, etc. Hindi speaking people, they will be in their language will influence them. That's called the influence of L1 on L2. That is there. L1 means language 1. Language 1 is means mother tongue. Language 2 is the language that you learn. The second language, language 2. So language 1 will definitely have influence on language 2. There's nothing strange about it. Yes. So there is Verner'S message. So I have given an example. Now Verner has made 3 statements. That's very interesting. He says this changes take place. That is changes is of fur becomes ver and verb becomes b. In the first case. Verner's law comes to an end like this. Again he says the becomes the and that becomes the. See? And third one is her or her and that becomes girl. This is Verner's law. Verner's law. This change. And the 3 reasons he gives. Not examples, he gives 3 reasons. First reason is if the consonant is not initial. The change takes place if the consonant is not initial. Initial means if the word doesn't begin with this consonant. It happens sometime in the middle or the end. If the consonant is, if fur is not initial, it has the tendency to become ver. Just now we showed you, that is leaves. And then it has a tendency to become b. Leaf, leaves, leaves. If in your language b is a strong sound, then v becomes b. If it is the beginning, it will remain as such. Initial sound. Father will not become father and father will not become bother, will not become. Because the consonant is not initial. And this is a kind of what I should say, I am creating this examples for the time being, for you to understand. Second is, if the preceding and following sounds are voiced. This the example I gave you in modern English leaf. If the preceding and following sounds are voiced. For this I gave you an example, leaf. Leaf, then comes leaves, see, preceding, following, and then you can think of leaves. Example. This is what I imagine, because I think things are happening. And the third reason he says, is the preceding vowel is unstressed. Third, if the preceding vowel is unstressed. For example, I will give you words like this. See, account. When you say account, this vowel is unstressed. We don't say account. We say account. The stress is here on cur. Understand? So what happens is, not any one of this, I am just giving you an example, a count. For stressed vowel you can say angle, or you can say apple. That's better. Stressed, initial stressed vowel you can say apple, apple. The apple. This is stress is here. Apple. So initially stressed, initially unstressed. This is an example for that. Initially stressed vowel, initially unstressed vowel. Example. So the question is really, if the preceding vowel is unstressed. So this is preceding vowel is unstressed. So what can happen is, so in this case, let us say, we have got an example like see. If ethics, this ethics. Now we can say an example is see we have that is you have got the vowel has to be, isn't it? See mother. Your mother. So this sound, the stress is on here now. Mother. Not mother. Stress is here. So this vowel is unstressed. If the preceding vowel is unstressed, this vowel is unstressed. So what has happened is, probably, suppose the original see mater, okay. Mater is the Latin T. Then what happens is, you have got to, maybe it must have started like this, mother. And then this mother might have become, see, I am just showing an example only. Mother, this must have become mother. And this probably late might have become, my tendency to become mother. See this, mother. This is an example. Possibility, second, if the preceding vowel is unstressed. Here you can see, mother, t. According to Grimm's law, it should be mother. T becomes the voiceless. Then what happens is, since the preceding vowel is not stressed, at the same time you have one more rule here working. Between two voiced sounds. These are two vowels, so they are two, both are voiced sounds. So what happens? This becomes voiced. Mother. So this works here. The. Then pronunciation, influence of L1 on L2, etc. It can become mother. Or rapid speaking, it can happen. Oh, where's my mother? You don't say, where is my mother? Where's my mother? I would like to see your mother. What is this? Which sound is that? Is it the or the? So I think that I have given you examples also. Means these examples you won't find in the textbooks, but I am just illustrating this by these examples. No authority behind this, no authority to support this, but to just make you understand, because this happened in the BCs. Listen, I hope you are convinced. See, these are the three. The second part of Verner'S says, if the consonant is not initial, then what will happen? These changes can happen. If the consonant is not initial. Then we saw, if the preceding and following are voiced sound, this example. Right? Consonant is not initial, you can say, this is not initial, so this has become, there is no change of T. This is not initial, and so this has become this. If the consonant is not initial, so this is support for the first rule. If the consonant is not initial, then what will happen? Ta becomes the becomes the. See, you are following me. Then we say between two, I already have seen leaves. And then we say preceding vowel is not, is, preceding vowel is unstressed. Mother, unstressed. So somehow I have managed to illustrate this. So you, if you believe me, you got the concept now. You got the idea. I haven't found any examples anywhere. If you have found any examples, kindly share it with me. I would very much be grateful to you if you send me some examples from any book. With my limited sources, I tried to find out examples, but I couldn't find. Because even in David Crystal, he has stated only these three rules. He made only these three statements. He has not given an example. So from where will I get an example? I didn't find. So please bear with me. And forgive me if I have made any mistakes. I think that I have tried to put this idea in your head. And at least 50% of what I have in my mind, if I could impart it to you, I think that this class is a successful class. Now you can work out examples for yourself as I have done. You have better brains because you are young people. See that? So you may be thinking like this. So in case you find good examples and so on, please be kind enough to share with me. And with this, if you have got any doubt, definitely you must contact me. See that? So we will try to solve by together. We will sit down and put our heads together, rather than I working alone and you working alone. Okay. So with this optimistic note, I am winding up Grimm's law and Verner'S law. That is, Grimm's law and Verner'S law, both of them, they deal with the sound changes in the Indo-European and their branches. Especially here we are trying to find out difference between non-Indo-European language, non-Germanic languages of the Indo-European and Germanic languages of the Indo-European. And for Germanic languages, we take Indo-European, we take examples of Sanskrit and Latin because they haven't changed much. But Germanic changes, and this is the first change that philologists noticed, and therefore Jacob Grimm, he gave it the name, the first consonant shift, or you can say Grimm's law, law means statement. And discrepancies in that were explained by Karl Verner. So that is called Verner'S law. Verner says it is because of phonetic environment. I have already shown you taking modern English examples. And then Verner'S law, second part of Verner'S law says that changes took place how? This is the changes. Finally, fur becomes burr. And examples I showed you that is convincing now. Leaf, leaves, leaves. And also L1 on L2, etc. Okay, so friends, I hope that I have been of some help to you. If I have been of some help to you, I am satisfied and I am okay. You are okay. Bye.